When Bobby Johns signed with the Alabama Crimson Tide out of Banks High in Birmingham, he envisioned himself as the next great quarterback for Paul Bear Bryant. It just happened that one of his fellow freshmen was a guy named Snake Stabler, and Bobby soon found himself a spot in the Alabama secondary. Freshmen were not eligible for varsity competition back then, but by game one of his sophomore year, he was starting at a safety, and his distinguished trip to the Hall of Fame began. An All-SEC pick in 1965, 66, and 67, he was elected All-American in both his junior and senior years. During his career, he played in the Orange, Sugar, and Cotton Bowls. The 1965 team claimed the national championship with a drubbing of Nebraska, and the 66 squad is forever known as the uncrowned champions. In the Sugar Bowl rematch with Nebraska, Alabama routed the Cornhuskers 34-7, the largest margin of victory in that historic game. Stabler, with his keen passing and running, was the game's most valuable player, but no one would have argued if the choice had been Bobby Johns. On that January afternoon at Old Tulane Stadium, he picked off 3 Nebraska passes, a record that still stands for bowl games. The 1966 team finished with a perfect record of 11-0, and the defense that Johns helped anchor allowed only 37 points for the entire year. Voted the team's defensive captain in 1967, Bobby was a member of the All-Decade team for the 1960s and recognized by Coach Bryant when he honored him by naming the spring award for defensive backs the Bobby Johns Most Improved Award. After his playing days, Johns opted not to pursue a pro career, although the Kansas City Chiefs drafted him. Instead, he began a 33-year coaching career, which included assistant positions at South Carolina and Florida State, as well as the head coaching job at West Alabama. Today, Bobby Johns concludes his storied athletic career with his enshrinement into the State of Alabama Sports Hall of Fame.